AI sloppers are now accusing each other of word theft. Hey my squids, it's your favorite cephalopod, the prize winning squid here, back with another video. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm an artist who likes to do speed paints and talk art drama on this channel, and I have a webcomic called Talia that is on globalcomics.com, webtoons, and my website artbytheprizewinningSquid.com. So like I said at the start, there are now AI sloppers who are accusing each other of word theft, or prompt theft is what they call it, but it essentially is you're stealing my words and putting them in a box that I didn't put them in. It doesn't make sense, I know, but the first one we're gonna talk about two of them. The first one I got from Wasabiato and Kat here on YouTube. I saw their videos about it. I wanted to go look at it myself, so I pulled it up on X. I'm not on X. I have an account. I don't interact on X. But I had to go look because this is freaking hilarious. The second one is on Threads, and it is somebody who, oh Lord, heaven help her, she is getting cooked in the comments, man. But we're gonna talk about that today. We're also gonna do some speed paints. This is a day late. It was supposed to be released on Halloween. The original recording was not to the best quality. Let's just say that you would need an old CRT to even make sense of what was going on the screen. So it's a day late. I do apologize, but we're still in the Halloween spirit over here because I'm always gothy. I'm always dark. I'm always alternative. You know what it is. But we're going to do two speed paints. The first one is going to be from last year, is going to be a witch that I did last year. And the second one is going to be the vampire lady that I did this year. So let's get into it. We're going to talk about it. Like I said, the first one is from X. For some reason, this person decided that they were going to go after somebody who had done a day to night cycle. I don't know if they know this, but the day to night cycle is a natural thing, but we'll get into it. So over here on X, the original person was Prashant, and they're at Prashant 1722. And they said, Grok Imagine Trick, add day to night transition to your prompt. In shots like this, you'll see beautiful, harmonious effect as I'm not clicking the rest of it though, but it is essentially just a transition of a day to night cycle, right? We've seen this everywhere. It's nothing new. Well, then somebody retweets this and goes, and they're Oscar AI, and I am not going to say their handle because I don't know what their actual handle is. I'm not going to even try to pronounce it, but they said, never do this. Passing off someone else's work as your own. This Grok Imagine effect with the day to night transition was created by me, and I'm pretty sure that person knows it. To make things worse, their copy has more impressions than my original post. Not cool. Like always, do not send any hate. Don't interact with these people. We are here to basically look at how ridiculous people are in the art space, but most importantly how ridiculous AI sloppers are, because make this make sense. Like I said, day to night transition, I have a window over there. Outside that window, the sun is shining right now. In about, well, because we're getting close to winter, so in about what, 4 hours? It's a little longer than that, but in no time flat, it will be dark outside. That's the day to night transition. That's a natural thing. You can't own that. Also, it's been done in art a million times. People have already shown you how to do day to night transitions. So the fact that you're sitting here acting as if typing a string of words together that say day to night transition is somehow elevating you to genius levels. It's like the tomfoolery. And yeah, I'm going to use that word, tomfoolery. It's like the tomfoolery of people reaches new peaks at every moment that humanity exists. Because authors have been doing day to night transitions in their books with words for centuries. I don't know if you know that, my guy. But also, the community notes schooled you. So I'm gonna put a screenshot of the community notes up here because it's freaking hilarious. Community notes, the readers added context they thought people might want to know to this post. Day to night transition is a basic AI prompt for time lapses used in Runway AI, October 2024, and Stable Diffusion since 2023. Not proprietary. Sharing isn't theft. You got schooled by the community. The community that probably had your side. But the fact that you came out swinging heavy too. The fact that you came out swinging tells me everything that we need to know about, like, your mentality, right? And I know somebody will be like, don't judge people's mentality, this, that, and the other thing. But when it comes to people who do AI slop, you have to understand the mentality already is, well, you artists, you gatekeep. I don't gatekeep anything, dude. There's a pencil over there. You can grab that and a sheet of paper. In fact, you don't need a pencil and sheet of paper, because I've heard people go, well, not everybody can afford a pencil and sheet of paper. My brother in Christ, if you're on a phone and if you're on a laptop of any kind running these apps, you can afford both of those things. You can sell that device and afford those things if you need to. Don't play with me, okay? That's the number one. But even if you don't have a pencil and a sheet of paper, right? There are other places and other ways for you to do art. There are a million people who do art and they never even touch a sheet of paper. There are artists that I personally know that when I see their work, I'm just like, I don't know how you do this. And it's like, oh, well, I use condiments, or I used rocks for this. Like I knew that rocks, on cement would produce this. So I'm able to use like a variety of rocks to obtain colors and tones. Shit. You could have fooled me. I mean, like, you can do dirt, you can do chalk, it doesn't matter what it is. Just do it with your hands and your own head. And I'm not saying you can't use references. We're not going to get into that. References are not cheating. By God, please use references. Too many people think you don't need to use reference. You do. I'm getting on a tangent. I know. Listen, this is adult attention deficit disorder. Okay. I have it. We all have it. Leave me alone. But the point is that you can do art without resorting to theft. You don't need to type words into a prompt. So these people already think that they need to do this. This is the first thing. But then among their own peers, they're sitting there and they're going, you stole my specific way of doing so. My brother in Christ, putting words together, making a sentence like, I go to the store. There are only so many numbers of ways you can say, I go to the store, right? So if somebody else said, I go to the store, they didn't steal your sentence. That's literally just a sentence saying, I go to the store. That's it. And so the idea that you can steal prompts is hilarious to me, because there is nothing else that you are doing to differentiate what you're doing, like what you're typing and what they're typing. We're not talking about art styles, because it's well known that there are artists who will be like, don't steal my style, don't do this, that, and the other thing. But the reality is, and I've said this a million times, is that art style is a myth. One, it's just a collection of techniques that you are currently using, right? And so to achieve a look, you can use a different collection of techniques to achieve similar looks. Doesn't mean somebody stole your style. The only time you can in art you can really say somebody stole that from me is if you can do a one-to-one comparison, like, oh, you literally traced over my thing, or this drawing, this pose, the colors, all of this, and then you went and did the same thing. Yeah, you might have done it and it can slightly look different, but you put them side by side, it 100% a map to what I was doing. That's the only time you can be like, yeah, in art, that person stole that. This isn't a case of that. And the fact that AI sloppers think that this is a case, that putting words in a box can conflate to stealing, is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever seen. The problem is like, you're not writing like a novel. This isn't like a book, right? Because you can't steal words. If you go and you look at somebody's book and it's like, hold on, that whole paragraph reads very much like this paragraph in this other book. Yes, that is then theft. But you're not taking these words and putting them out and being like, these words specifically tell a story. No, these words go in a stupid box and you press a button and something gets spit out for you. That's the thing that makes all of this so hilarious, is because you are the equivalent of of somebody commissioning an artist, and then they get to commission a piece, and then they turn around and go, I made this. No, you didn't. You didn't make anything. Even better, you're the equivalent of the bully who picks on like a kid at school and goes, do my homework, and then the kid does the homework and you turn the homework in and go, I did the homework. And the teacher is all of us going, no, you didn't. You can't even add 2 plus 2. You didn't do this. And you keep sitting there going, yes, I did. And then your community is your parents who are like, my kid is a brilliant genius. Your kid is an idiot who is stealing stuff from somebody else and claiming it as their own. Get out of here. So anyway, I went off on like the biggest tangent, but this is just, it's so hilarious to me that people really do have this mentality that you can steal something like the day to night cycle in art. So that was the first one. It was on X. The second one that we are going to talk about, because like I said, this is beyond hilarious to me, is on Threads. And this is one, I want to say it was like 2 or 3 days ago that I saw it. Maybe 3 days ago, because now it has the 3-day timer on it. And I know when I took a screenshot, I have one on my iPad. So I'm going to pull that up. Because when I took a screenshot originally of this, my iPad is so slow sometimes. When I took a screenshot originally of this, it didn't have as many impressions, as many likes and so on and so forth. And so I wanted to look at what I had before and what it's at now. So it is Ms. Sybil on Threads, and she posted under AI Threads. Now, like I said, do not send any hate to her. Don't go in here and comment anything like that. We are essentially just looking at the fact that this is hilarious because she is claiming people are prompt stealers, prompt theft, prompt thievery. The most buffoonery thing that you can, yes, I love buffoonery. The most buffoonery thing that you can even think, she is claiming, right? So she says, tired of the prompt thieves in the AI art community. Seriously, the moment a great prompt is public. A great prompt is public. That's the key one. Someone immediately copies it, shares it, and pretends it's their own genius work. All right. It's not about gatekeeping. Isn't that what y'all accused artists of? Isn't that why you said you needed this? Because the people was gatekeeping? That's real weird. It's about giving credit where it's due. You type words into a box, my dude. Like, there's no credit to give. Stop stealing and start creating. Hashtag prompt stealer. And then there is the obvious AI image that's dropped in there. So when I originally saw it, I had my iPad over here. When I originally saw it, there were 85 likes, 213 comments, 23 shares, and 5 direct messages or sends out. It is currently at 123 likes, 557 comments, 51 shares, and 25 direct sends. And all I can say is that you getting ratioed in these comments, because she hasn't locked the comments down from what I can see. I'm scrolling through it, but I've seen stuff like, you're trying to kidnap what I've rightfully stolen. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Chief. They're bodying you in the comments, and you fucking deserve it. Just like, hey y'all, look, dog thought we was finna agree. There's too much gold in these comments, but that's what it is. It's like people post these things on Threads. They posted everywhere, and they think we're gonna agree with them because they think, well, you guys understand what having something of yours stolen is like, and I'm like, yeah, I can empathize with it. But you are using a system that originally was built off of stolen work, and it still is built off of stolen work. And the only reason now that we know that it's not really stealing additional work is because now at this point it's cannibalizing itself. When you see the pea yellow tint on everything, that is because it's literally cannibalizing itself. It doesn't know how to essentially generate things that aren't going to be crap. So it doesn't have enough new art, because human artists, we don't pump out art super quickly, like constantly. There are going to be people who are going to be coming in the comments, Squid, yes, I understand, man. There's some people who can really get some art done. And I love you guys, but I'm a little slower, right? When I'm doing my comic book pages, it takes me a little bit longer to do panels. It takes me, like, I release once a month, and it's because it takes me a while to get the pages done. For my illustrations, I used to try to do them within a week. Sometimes it takes like 2 or 3 weeks. There's stuff that I started drawing like 4 or 5 months ago that I haven't even touched since. And I want to come back and maybe even like fix up things because there's new techniques that I've learned, even in like the line art, you know? So it's like, I have to come back and I have to fix stuff up and I have to make sure everything looks like A1. But AI doesn't do that. So when it doesn't have a new database of fresh things to pull in, it just starts pulling in the stuff that it's already spit out. And when it does, it doesn't really understand, like, it doesn't understand how to do color. So now everything's starting to just look like pea yellow, and it's hilarious. But the fact that people post stuff like this, and they're in their heads, they're like, oh, this is about to be a banger post. My brother in Christ, this is about to be the post that puts you 6 feet under, at least on this platform. Now, I've gone and I have looked at this person's profile, and you can tell everything on there is fake. And I think this is the other thing that is like really, really off-putting with a lot of these people when they claim theft of words or they just claim theft in general. It's because when you then go look at their page, it's all fake. Everything from top to bottom is fake. There's not a single image on their profile that you can be like, that's really what they look like. That's another weird thing that I've noticed as well, is that a lot of people, when you go and you do the deep dive on their profiles, the work isn't other people. It's not things like fairies or Hades or like monsters or haunted houses or any of this. You might maybe see one or two, and it's usually around a theme. It'll be like Halloween themed, and that's the only time you'll see it. Everything else is them. It's literally them. And I'm like, your entire movement is nothing but narcissism, because when you look at your profile, everything on your profile is just you. It's you as superheroes. It's you on the beach. It's you in a mansion. It's all these like things that people think you should aspire to be, like really weird stuff too. Like, not even like the superhero thing is cool, because I'm like, not the AI superhero, but wanting to make yourself a superhero. I would want to do that. I would draw that. I've drawn that. My old comics were me as a superhero, right? And like my friends and family as superheroes. So that's a normal kind of thing, wanting to be a superhero. But like, having images that you have generated of you like in locales that you aren't in, or that you probably will never ever be in, is really, really like off-putting. It's weird. It's like if I went and I did a self-portrait, but my self-portrait was me on a yacht, in the middle of like the Mediterranean or something. Like, it's a weird thing to want to make yourself be that when you're actually not that. And you see that a lot in all of these like AI profiles, is like, you'll see that. Just go cruise some of them. Don't comment on them. Just cruise some of them. Next time you see somebody post something, go into their profile and look to see what they've generated. And it's almost always just images of them. Or, well, depending on if there are some racial undertones, there'll be images of people who are my complexion or other people in some very not nice ways of presenting people, because that's also a thing that people have started to do. But I'm off on a tangent. We're complaining about AI sloppers just stealing prompts. I'm off on a whole tangent. This person, the fact that they haven't limited the comments, and they're saying that one of their posts, they said, maybe I'm not inventing. And this is underneath the original prompt stealer post. Maybe I'm not inventing. Maybe I'm revealing. That's still art, isn't it? What are you revealing? You can't reveal something that is fake. Something that is not actually there, isn't physically true. You can't reveal that because it doesn't exist. So you're not revealing anything. And then they go on to say, because not every story comes from imagination. Some come from reality. Does that make them any less art? But if you're making something fake, what reality? And then they, of course, pinned a comment and said, wow, thank you guys. I'm glad this became a way for some of you to express your pain and hurt. I hope you can sleep better now. Nobody is in pain and nobody is hurt. Everybody is laughing at you because you were accusing somebody of theft because they copied and pasted words from the internet. Ma'am, the call is coming from inside the house, and I'm gonna need you to go ahead and put that phone down. Okay? All right. Thank you. Anyway, that is all that I had for today. This is a hilarious, I mean, we could go deeper in this topic, but this is just a hilarious way for people to show that they don't have anything, that they don't have imagination, they don't have the ability to realize that what they're saying is very dissonant to what they think they're saying, that there is like there's a cognitive dissonance happening in real time, and you can see it in the way they post their comments in both instances, and yet they can't see it. They can't see why that's hilarious. The fact that community notes had to be added on the one on X, and this lady is fighting for her life in these comments. I mean, it tells me everything. And honestly, I think this is the biggest post that she's ever had, and it'll probably be the biggest post that she'll ever have. Because when I looked, most of her posts didn't have very much engagement or traction. But that makes sense because it's AI art. Most people see AI art and they don't want to interact with it. So anyway, that's what I had for today. I appreciate you guys coming through. Like always, I do try to post on the last Friday and the first Friday of every month. And this one was a day late because the video was a little messed up. Hopefully it is better this time. If it's stuttering or anything like that, I do apologize. I am trying to figure out OBS a little bit better while I'm getting these things uploaded and everything. We did the Speedpaints and all that for today. Like I said, I do have a webcomic. It is called Talia. It is on globalcomics.com, Webtoons, and my website, artbytheprizewinningsquid.com. And I'm out of here. If I don't see you guys again, have a good life. But I hope to see you guys again. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And give me some comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this and everything else. I will see you guys next tune. I will see you guys next time. I'm the prize winning squid. You guys be safe. I love you. I'm out.